Hello there guys, and welcome to round 5 of the season 3 IF1C Championship. I'm JWF1. Sadly no OTG Gaming for this weekend. He was sadly busy to do this, so it's just going to be me for this weekend. So we're here at the Principality of Monaco, the Circuit de Monaco, and it's the track that everybody wants to win. In my opinion, you can't have a Formula 1 calendar or even a league calendar that involves F1 without Monaco. Well, apart from IF1C, because we're able to do it without it because of issues, but other than that, you can't really have a calendar without Monaco. And the last time we were here in Season 1, it was wet, of course. But for this weekend, we do have some dry weather, but it should provide a very good race indeed. So, before we set off, let's have a look at the lap of the Circuit de Monaco. Let's have a look then at the lap of the Circuit de Monaco with Williams racing driver Matt Orange. He comes down the pit straight. He's about to start his lap now as he now heads towards turn 1, breaking down to third gear, using all the curb on the right as he now heads up the hill, trying to get as close to the wall on the left, heading up the hill towards the Casino Square now then, breaking for Casino 1, down to 4th gear again, using the wall as close as he can to get the best line through Casino 2, again getting close to the wall on the inside as he now heads towards Mirabeau now then. Matt uses the curve as a little bit of a guide through the right hander as he now heads to the slowest corner of the track, which is the Grand Hotel hairpin, as he now just a little bit of acceleration before heading to this second gear right hander, using the curve as a little bit of a guide, and the same through this right hander as well, which is also a second gear corner. Through into the tunnel now then. Matt is now going to go flat out through this right hander, getting as close to the wall as he can as he now heads towards the C-front chicane. Very easy to lose the back end going in the braking zone as there's a bump in the middle and can make the car very unsettled, as he now heads towards the back now then through 4th gear, a tap on the brakes, getting as close to the wall on the right through the swimming pool entrance as he now heads for the swimming pool exit, which has been altered from the last time as there's now the curve at the beginning. Now into Rascasse now then, breaking down to second gear. Matt locks up the front right tyre, loses the back end a little bit, but luckily doesn't lose too much time through the final corner as he now heads down the pit straight, and that is a lap of the Circuit de Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix in Monte Carlo. So that was a lap of the track with Williams racing driver Matt Orange. So now let's have a look at the grid for today's Monaco Grand Prix. It's championship leader Oliver Glazebrook, who starts on pole position with Robert Hunter in second place. Matt Orange lines up in third with Sean Grant in 4th position. Matthew Dummer lines up in 5th with Jordan Wilson in 6th in the Manor. Alan Monier lines up 7th with Joseph Willows in a disappointing 8th. Yuri Marta lines up in 9th with Waze Cuba, and Cameron Anderson not being able to set the time, of course. Cameron Anderson obviously carrying that qualifying ban, and Waze Cuba in 10th with no time. So that is the grid for today's race. In terms of what catches my eye, I think it'd be very interesting to see how Hunter can try and get Glazebrook. Obviously, of course, this track is not famed for overtaking. There's limited overtaking opportunities here, so it'll be very interesting to see. We know the pace of Hunter, whether he can be able to get Glazebrook in this race, or will Glazebrook be able to get his second Monaco Grand Prix victory. It will be interesting to see. Well, let's find out, shall we? So without further ado, let's get to the Monaco Grand Prix. So, here we are then, here at the Circuit de Monaco for the Monaco Grand Prix. It's a bright day out, as I said earlier on in the show, and we have got a brilliant race coming your way here. Obviously, a few adjustments have been made in the swimming pool section, and it'd be very interesting to see how the drivers will negotiate that here at the Circuit de Monaco, of course. Well, we've got a very interesting race for you. In Season 1, which was the last time, Oliver Glazebrook managed to take the victory with Matt Orange in 2nd and Matthew Tatani in 3rd position. We have 18 corners, well 19 corners actually around this track, with one DRS straight only. 20 laps of action. It's going to be a fantastic day here in Monaco. Obviously, we could expect a lot of things in Monaco, including a couple of crashes, because those barriers have teeth, of course, as we get a good view from the harbour down from where this camera angle is right now then, and a view of the swimming pool entrance as well on this track, and even here as well. Some good shots here around the Circuit de Monaco, and looking to be a good race as well. Only 2 POVs available for this race. We've got Matt Orange and Jordan Wilson's POV to be shown into this race, but hopefully they can provide some good action anyway. So we're on the grid now with 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, riding on board with Matt Orange and It is go here for the Monaco Grand Prix, and it seems to be a good start from the front too. Glazebrook seems to be getting off the line better, so Glazebrook able to defend Hunter from the start. A good start from Grant to get up into third position, but he's swiped the side of Matt and now has gone right in front of Jordan Wilson, and Wilson has lost his front wing. Loads of carnage going on down at turn 1. That will have to be investigated for sure, but a chaotic start here in Monaco, of course, and now Jordan Wilson is going to have to make his way back to the pit lane without a front wing. There goes Cameron Anderson, who's got a good start from 11th to get up into the top 5 right now, as it looks like now Willows making a move down through the right-hander there then. But here's a replay from Jordan Wilson's POV of what he saw from Sean Grant, because he only saw just a bit of it from the 2 POVs that we got today. So let's have a look at the start then. So it looked like Wilson got a decent start, tried to get alongside Dummy, but it looked like he got a little bit of wheel spin from the line there. Matt Orange tried to break a little bit early there, and it just looked like that Sean might have lost the back end a little bit there, and then swiped across Matt and then swiped across Jordan. So that will have to be investigated for sure, as it has cost Granville a front wing, and it's even taken some of Matt Orange's front wing off as well. But now Jordan Wilson comes into the pit on only the first lap of the race right now, so a disastrous race as it turns out for the Manor driver. He's had a very impressive season this season so far, and wow, he's going to have to make his way through the field, especially in the car that he's in right now, because although this track will not suit his car that well, which will be a con for him, as it looked like Ali Munir also came back into the pits to repair something as well. He might have got caught up in the turn 1 carnage, but of course as well, limited overtaking opportunities for Jordan, so Jordan is going to find it a little bit hard to try and get it back up to the field if he can right now. But he's got one person he can battle it out with, and that's Ali Munir, who's just come out in front of him. Meanwhile, we're right on board with Matt Orange. He might have just had a little bit of loss of concentration as he just came into the tunnel there, and that just allows Matthew Dummer to get alongside, lock up at the brakes from Orange there. Orange there had to cut the corner a little bit just to avoid Dummer on the outside of him, but Dummer gets up into third position right now. A great pass, and now Dummer finds himself on the podium there then, as it looks like there's a little bit of debris on the track to where Orange was. Now back with Jordan Wilson, who's right on the back of Munir, trying to get 7th from him as Glazebrook set the fastest lap of the race into the sleeve front chicane now then, breaking a little bit late, tapping the rear of Munir there, but luckily the pair of them did not sustain any damage whatsoever. It's clear that Wilson is going a lot quicker than what Munir is right now as they go through to back. And now into the swimming pool entrances. Now Anderson is out of the race. Cameron Anderson out of the Monaco Grand Prix. Disappointment from the Toro Rosso driver there. Is scraping the wall goes John Wilson. And now Joseph Willows is out of the Monaco Grand Prix as well. So 2 retirements in the space of a few corners that John Wilson was at, as he now goes down the pit straight. And now the safety car has been deployed. I wonder if it's because Joseph Willows may have crashed it somewhere. My guess is it's probably from one of the mini maps. I think he may have crashed it down at the casino corners. So that's my estimate there, as we ride on board with Matt Orange now, who comes into the pit for his first stop of the race, and to ditch that front wing off as well. And he's also going to be going on to a set of soft tyres as well. It's now chaos in the pit lane right now, as everybody scrambling to get onto some fresh set of tyres to take advantage of the fact that the safety car is out there. It's Dummer getting a little bit of a game glitch there, ghosting in Matt there, and pretty much getting in front during the pit stops there. So Dummer finds himself still in front of Matt Orange as a result there. So Matt Orange now comes out onto the track, and he's going to stay in the yellow line, taking it a little bit cautiously there then, but out on track he goes. He rejoins in 5th position in front of the battling Munir and Jordan Wilson. So yeah, that's that then. So luckily for Matt, he hasn't got caught in that battle. But now the safety car is in, and we're at the restart right now. We're now right on board with Jordan Wilson, who I believe, because there's no Munir around him, I do believe Munir pitted during the safety car period, which is why Wilson has now made it up into 6th position now. Then he now finds himself behind Matt Orange, as now Waste Cuba finds himself out of the race now then, as they now go around the left-hander now then into the 2 casino corners. Then looks like Orange is in a little bit of a traffic jam right now, consisting of Dummer, who's getting held up by Marta. So Marta pretty much doing a trolley train right now and holding up a load of cars, including Dummer, Orange, Wilson and Grant right now. As it looks like Grant tapped the back of Wilson there. Looked like he was a little bit eager to get past, so he needs to be a little bit careful of that. Nothing that Jordan can do there. I think Sean was just a little bit too eager or too late on the brakes and hit the back of the Manor there, as we now ride on board with Matt Orange as he now heads towards the seafront chicane out there. Looks like Dummer clipped the wall a little bit there, but luckily hasn't sustained any damage whatsoever. Is now riding on board with him in towards to back now. Then it has now been an accident up ahead. Who's got involved? It looks like Robert Hunter. There it is. It's Robert Hunter who's crashed out of the race. So a man who was tipped to maybe challenge Glazebrook in this race has now found himself out of the race, and now everybody from third downwards now finds himself up position as Dummer comes into the pits now. Then that will lift Matt Orange up into third position, and now to try and attack Yuri Marta in front of him as Wilson also gets up into fourth position in the manner. Now skipping towards the middle of lap 8 now. Then Matt Orange right on the back of Mata, just like Dummer did earlier on in the race, but just struggled to find a way past the Force Indians. They now go towards the seafront chicane. Looks like Yuri's locked up at the seafront, has gone straight on. Can Orange take advantage? Yes, he can. He's up into second, and Wilson also takes advantage of that as well. He's up into third. It's already been a great comeback from Jordan Wilson. He now finds himself on the last place of the podium right now, and now challenging for second with Matt Orange now in this race, as they both had a little bit of oversteer going through the exit of the swimming pool exit. There's more locking up going on from Jordan. He's been struggling down at Rascasse throughout the race so far, and it's clearly still a thing in this race, even with in fact it could explain a little bit more, because it looks like he lost an M plate as well. So it's going to be another front wing change for Jordan Wilson as he pits for his second stop of the race, and he's going to go on to a set of, I believe they were ultra soft tyres. Yes, they were ultra soft tyres going on. The first time IF1C is using the ultra soft tyres in the series, of course, since they were introduced in the 2016 Formula 1 season, along with the free tyre compound that's in it as well. A 10.35 second stop for Wilson as a result of having to change that front wing. But now Jordan finds himself, he comes out onto the track in fourth position, so he's behind Sean Grant on the track. I wouldn't be surprised if, because Grant I think also had to pit as well, I wouldn't be surprised if he's going to be doing what Jordan does and pit for another stop as well. As we ride on board with Matt Orange, he's currently in second place at the moment. He looks a little bit lonely in the position right now, because Glazebrook's just long gone now in this race. Glazebrook completely dominating this race and looking good for a second consecutive Monaco Grand Prix victory. As now Manir finds himself out of the race, and if you can look on the minimap, he looks like he's crashed it down at the first corner. So a shame from Ali Manir. He is now out of the race and went down to 6 runners already in this race. So a lot of runners going out in this race. Classic Monaco, really proven to be pretty much a retirement killer, you could say. Pretty much now, as we now round on board with Jordan Wilson now currently in fourth. And if you look on the mini map, I think that's Sean Grant who's in the pitch. Yes, it is. So Wilson finds himself back on the podium now and should look good to secure that final podium position. Like Matt Orange, it looks like he's going to be in a little bit of a lonely race right now. So I think everybody is now pretty much going to be separated right now, apart from maybe Matthew Dummer, who, from what I've heard, is starting to close up on Yuri Marta for 5th position. He had to pit impromptuly because I think he lost the front wing as well. But now on the final lap of the race, Oliver Glazebrook wins his second Monaco Grand Prix in dominant fashion to increase his lead in the Drivers' Championship. Matt Orange yet again comes to the line in second. He's definitely getting consistent with them second places so far from the defending champion. Still yet to get a victory this season. Now, Jordan Wilson is going to cross the line in third position. I think this is his second podium of the season. A brilliant comeback after what happened to him at the start with Sean Grant losing his front wing and making a comeback to get onto the final step of the podium. A brilliant comeback from Jordan Wilson. But now we look at Matthew Dummer, who is on the back of Yuri Marta for 5th position. This is a battle that's going on. A bit of oversteer, and Dummer has crashed it down the entrance of the swimming pool chicane. But I think because he has completed 90% of the race distance, he should be classified in 6th and get those 8 points, as Marta has crashed it at Rascasse and has lost his front wing. So carnage going on the last lap, but Marta should cross the line in 5th position in the end there then. So luckily for him, it was the last lap and the front wing loss came at the right time. So there you have it then, guys. After all of that, here is the result of the Monaco Grand Prix. Oliver Glazebrook takes his second ever Monaco Grand Prix victory ahead of Matt Orange in second place. Jordan Wilson finds himself in third with Sean Grant in fourth. Yuri Marta in fifth. Matthew Dummer classified in 6th, with the retirements coming from Ali Manir, Robert Hunter, Joseph Willows, Cameron Anderson and Waze Cuba. So 5 out of the 11 cars that ran today retired thanks to the nature of this Monaco Grand Prix circuit. in the Drivers' Championship, Oliver Glazebrook increases his lead. He's now on 112 points compared to Matt Orange in second on 84. Anderson still in third, but he's being caught up now by Jordan Wilson in fourth. Matthew Dummer has dropped down to fifth with Robert Hunter sixth. Sean Grant 11th with Michael Moore on 8th. Joseph Willows 9th. Alan Manier 10th with Yuri Marta 11th. Matthew Redmore 12th. Jake Walmsley 13th and Wade Cuba in 14th position, and the rest are followed with 0 points. In the Constructors' Championship, Ferrari increased their lead in the Constructors and are now on 152 points compared to the 106 that Williams are on in second. Red Bull are in third on 63 with Toro Rosso fourth. McLaren are in fifth position. Manor are in fifth position with McLaren sixth. Force India 7th. Sauber 8th. Haas in ninth, and Renault in 10th position. So there you have it then, guys. That has been the Monaco Grand Prix. Sadly a little bit shorter than all the others, but it's because of the lack of PFA. And in terms of what's going to happen to Sean Grant, the stewards are going to be investigating a little bit further, so a punishment might occur in Baku, so we may have to see about that. It might even turn up in Montreal. You'll just have to wait and see. But in the meantime, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this Monaco Grand Prix. Again, classic Monaco as always, and we hope that the rest of the season provides some more exciting racing that we've had throughout the season. We will see you guys then next weekend at the Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix, round 6 of the championship, and another classic race as well, especially one corner that the drivers are going to have to avoid, which is the Wall of Champions. It's going to be a very interesting week there, and hopefully you can join us guys for that. But in the meantime, that has been it. I hope you've enjoyed it. I've been JWF1. Hopefully OTGX Gaming is back for round 6. But until then, I've been JWF1, and I will see you guys next time in Canada. Until then, take care.